So hot take. So I have a hot take for you. My hot take? Well, I think some artists need to put a little more energy in their live sets.
Overly complicated tracks are things that kind of ruin a track for me.
Don't stick to any kind of genre label.
Future bass is the worst music genre ever created.
Barber Beats was the original vaporwave. Fuck General MIDI choir. It's all bad.
Bruh.
Worst album artwork I've ever seen is Green Day's Father of All Motherfuckers, probably.
I find new music often, and I usually illegally download it.
Stuff that sounds good. Sampleless vaporwave. It's still vaporwave, buddy. MIDI wave is a form of vaporwave. Deal with it.
Gen Z's the future of vaporwave. I said it. What is your musical guilty pleasure, vape bearer?
It's gotta be K-pop.
If you don't like mint chocolate chip ice cream, you are a baby.
Music isn't real.
I smell weed.
I'm Dan Mason. This is Vape Eric. This is FM Skyline.
This is Mesh.
Yo, this is Groovy Kaiju. This is Chrysler. You're listening to Hot Takes. That's the one.
Don't touch my records. Ever.
Welcome to Hot Takes, everybody. It is I, young Shiro, along with my colleague, idol and mentor, Skeleton Lipstick.
Please. Oh, you flattery. Hello. Hi, Skeleton Lipstick.
We bring hi, Skeleton Lipstick, Hot Takes, Skeleton Lipstick. We bring to you another episode of Hot Takes, a vaporwave talk show and podcast, in which we bring on artists, visual and musical, to pick their brains, not just about who they are and what they do, but about what they like. The core of this show is arguing, debating, and geeking out. So let those hot takes fly. Don't hold back. Just no punching down, please. Couple ground rules and reminders. First of all, thank you everybody for being here. Whether you're a regular or a newbie, we appreciate and welcome you. Keep us in the know about whether levels are good or bad. Got some extra gain on my mic tonight, so if you hear the keyboard clacking, just let me know. This broadcast was brought to you by Indy Advant. We want to thank and appreciate Indy Advant for all of his help with Hot Takes. Couldn't do it without him. Anytime you have a question, just make a note of it, and please hold it until the top of the hour, in which we will go to audience-submitted questions for our guest Popcultr, who, by the way, we've been wanting to have on for a long time. Popcultr is a genre bender and vapor-adjacent up-and-comer and industry pro, or at least he's an industry guy, and we're excited about talking with him tonight. Also a dear friend from my Rosewood Collective, so can't wait to get into some nitty-gritty with Mr. Popcultr tonight. Couple last things, just keep it clean in the chat. Let those arguments and debate topics and hot takes fly, but just no sexism, no racism, homophobia. I don't feel like I have to tell you people what not to do. Just, if it's mean-spirited, don't do it. I'm going to go through all the commands real quick, and while I roll those commands in chat, Skelly, do you want to go ahead and get us started with some recommendations tonight?
Sure. I'll do some recommendations tonight. First recommendation I'm going to go with is an album that has been out for about a year or so that probably a lot of you are familiar with, but I just listened to it for the first time today. The Nameless Dreamers collaboration between
yes.
and R23X. Phenomenal album. Heavy RPG vibes on this guy. Really does feel like I'm moving through a soundtrack for a video game, but it's something beyond just being the soundtrack for a video game. It feels like sort of a quest between two friends to work together, and almost all the little green keys and doors that they open are actually just ways of kind of combining their talents together to create interesting sounds. So it feels like, when you're playing the RPGs, you have quests that you have to accomplish, you have goals that you need to achieve, items you need to find, and I feel like that's represented in the two artists working together and figuring out how to mold their sounds together and trying to, and each time they do that, they unlock a new melody or a new song texture, and that's kind of what sort of kept me moving through the whole. It's a great album, but that also really kept me moving through the album was the camaraderie in it. And I think that's kind of a thing that really is my favorite thing about the album. Actually, is the interplay between two friends having a nice time together, making music, and sort of calling on the things that they love, you know, video games that they love, the musical aesthetic that they love, and it just seemed like it was a fun time, you know what I mean? And that's very palpable in the album, that they had a really nice time making it, and it was a nice excuse probably for them to, you know, two people who've been friends for a long time to work together and spend some time together, and you can feel that. You can feel the friendship in the album. So I like the theme of friendship that's going on in this album. So I'm going to recommend that Nameless Dreamers album by Equip and R23X. That's the first recommendation. And the second recommendation, let's move to a whole different vibe. I was listening to the album by Shima33, Marriage to Catherine, and if I'm not incorrect, I'm assuming that this album, I know that this particular dream punk artist had a long-term relationship with someone who he had met in a different part of the world. And I believe if I remember probably, I remember seeing him post about this, that, you know, talking to this person, and there was a big build up to meeting them finally. And then eventually he was able to secure the funds to go see her for I don't know if it was the first time or maybe first or second time. And I know that soon after that they got married. And this album is, I'm assuming, is the tribute to that. So that's really nice. It's a really interesting, very personal very personal dream punk album, and you can very, very rarely do you get to call a dream punk album romantic. So that's why I found this album to be very interesting. You know, very personal. Sometimes you listen to a lot of dream punk albums are, you know, sometimes they're very you know, ethereal about, like, you know, different mindscapes, or they're maybe a little bit have some air of dread in them. This one's kind of comforting. This one's very sweet and really interesting, and probably has all kinds of little, like, you know, there's probably all kinds of little things in the album, whether in the song titles or the sound textures themselves, that are little tributes to the person that they love. And that's kind of nice, because at the end of the day, you know, all relationships, when there's a relationship between two people, those two people develop a secret language that only they understand, you know what I mean? And every couple has that secret language, you know what I mean? That only those two people understand, and nobody will outside of it will. So this is kind of an interesting tribute to that, you know, that secret world that you create with your partner. And so that's why I'm going to be recommending this. It's a very nice album. Marriage to Catherine by Shima33. Okay.
Love the way you describe it.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, so I mean, and I'm a sucker for love, so I had to recommend that one. And then we'll go and let's recommend an album off of Seiko Mart by Jazzy Ryuji called Future Funkadelic BI. That's 5, right? I can't remember.
Thank you for the donation.
No, it's 6. It's 6. I'm so stupid. 6. And it's an interesting future funk album because it's got very tropical vibes to it. So sometimes I hear future funk albums, they got some anime vibes or some city pop vibes or some funky vibes. And this one's got tropical vibes to it, and that's kind of an interesting little variation that kind of caught me by surprise. So I am also going to recommend this album from Seiko Mart, Jazzy Ryuji, Future Funk 6. For the slight but noticeable variation in the type of future funk that's being made here that I hadn't really heard prior.
Well said.
So that's my third recommendation.
I feel like it's really hard to find good future funk, so when you do find it, you got to keep coming back to it.
I
find it so
that's tough for you because you're tough on it.
I mean, I'm just too picky. It's too a
That's
fault.
no problem with that. Nothing wrong with that.
I was gonna say also, I think dream punk being romantic is not uncommon for HKE's work.
No, you're right, because obviously there's a lot of
not to correct you, but just to kind of
you're absolutely
build
right.
off
It's
of
been
what
a while,
you said.
though. You're absolutely right
Yeah,
about that. I think it's just been a while. And of course, and obviously with Telepath's work too, which is all romantic stuff. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. I guess I guess it just hadn't heard it in a while.
Yeah,
you're
there's,
right. Pretty
there's
much
some
like all of Telepath's work, including what's the side project?
2814.
Lovers Entwined. Literally called Lovers
yeah.
Entwined.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So there's a lot.
I'm not trying to correct you, buddy. I'm trying
this
to.
one was very
interesting. This one geek out with you a little bit there.
Yeah, this one was very interesting because you specifically knew who it was about and what the situation was.
Oh, you did. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, this wasn't something ethereal or mysterious. This was like very direct, and it was absolutely a reference to his recent engagement to this person.
Wow. Okay, that makes it even more like meaningful.
So that was what was interesting about that. Yeah, Wong Kar-wai movies, obviously. But this one was interesting because it wasn't about a film or it wasn't about some ethereal being. This was like actually a thing.
Oh, shout out Videodrome for rating us.
I actually remember seeing online when he was talking about meeting this person.
Wow. Well, hey, I like that you kind of have the 411 on that. You have a beautiful way of describing albums, man. Thank you very, very much for that. Sometimes I feel like I could say more and just I blank.
No. You're good.
I just want to, real quick before we go into today's hot take, shout out Roge Corp for a $25 donation. Holy shit, thank you so much. Goes a real long way, and we appreciate it. Roge Corp is such a homie. I want to talk, I actually had a hard time picking a hot take. Sometimes I can't decide on what to talk about, but like we unearthed a lot of great topics recently. Skelly reminded me just before the show. Yes, and thank you, Some Kind of Gangster, as well, for your generous donation. I see you. My heart has grown 13 sizes. We talked about moshing etiquette apparently already. That's come up in conversation again, so we're going to skip on to something else. I had read a lot. There's been a lot of talk recently about venue merch cuts, but in conversations with people in the mod chat, shout out Luxury Noise, it was revealed that there's not a good goddamn thing we can do about venue merch cuts anyways. So I'd like to talk about something that is relevant, that is something we can control. And I want to talk about unauthorized bootlegs. So I don't buy physical media. Well, I buy CDs, right? Because I think CDs are the most punk rock form of media, but whatever. That's a totally different conversation. Laugh it up, y'all. But anyways, there are people who make bootlegs of albums that, they make because they want to have a physical of it. Sure, cool. There's people that make bootlegs without the artist's knowledge or consent. Maybe they just do it for their own personal use, right? Who's going to stop them? Especially like if you have like a mini disc recorder, whatever. There's people that make bootlegs and sell them. Sometimes even flying in the face of artists and, no names or anything. But I think it's kind of a rarity, even in the vaporwave scene where everything's very like DIY. And I kind of really just wanted to know what you guys think. Rather than me making like a blanket statement about unauthorized bootlegs, I wanted to know if you guys had a thought about it, if you know anybody who's done it, if what you think. Would you buy one? Are you an artist in chat? And if you are, what do you think if you found out someone was bootlegging and selling one of your albums? Skelly, I guess I'll start with you, and then we'll talk to Sam. What do you think of unauthorized bootlegs?
Okay, well, for some artists, this is their career, and I think that's kind of mean thing to do to them because they depend on the sales and they depend on the traffic from the people coming to purchase from their Bandcamp or using their Spotify or using the medium that they use to distribute their work. So I think it's sad not only that they don't get the revenue, but that they don't get the traffic from people coming over to see, their websites, etc. So that's upsetting.
Yeah, good point.
As for me personally, it doesn't matter too much for me because I don't really care that much. People can get my music any way they like, and hey, I think it's cool when people have access to my music. And I would find it very interesting for someone to re-release something I did and reimagine the artwork for it. Are they reimagining the artwork? Do they do that, or is it just like they do that? Or is it just a whole thing? It's just the whole thing. Because I would if they're gonna do it to me, it'd be pretty cool if they just reimagined all the artwork too. That'd be kind of fun.
Like a Qingdao thing.
I would. Yeah, exactly. But I would just be more sad for the label that would be releasing my stuff, not getting any kind of revenue. So.
Yeah, I imagine if you're not in it, if you didn't quit your day job and you don't have like a Patreon and you're like selling your video games to try to break even, unauthorized boots probably wouldn't bother you, especially like you said, if someone's doing like a cool spin on it. Want to know also, again, what the chat thinks. Apparently, some people have bought boots of larger acts like the Beatles and FM radio broadcasts. That's pretty cool. I'm sure there's some Detroit Neo Hypertronica boots out there, too, that, you know, I wouldn't mind getting my hands on if you know where to find some. Being that Sam, Popcultr, is also an artist, I would very much like to bring him on and see what he thinks about that, and then we'll get into getting to know our guest today and then going from there. So everybody, if you're not familiar with Popcultr, check him out. He's a skilled genre bender. I want to say he's audio engineer, very, very well trained and learned in the ways of audio production, and he's released some like great work. Very, very clean, very, very good production with some great, particularly the one album with the Leunidas artwork. Shout out Leunidas. Anyways, I'm rambling. At this point, let's go ahead and bring on our guest, Popcultr. Say hi to everybody.
Hey, hello. What's up, man?
Damn. Looking fresh.
Good.
Shout out Naoko for continually plugging your Bandcamp. If people aren't buying, if at least one person buys your album, it'll be thanks to Naoko Coed. Popcultr, what do you think?
I don't have anyone on my Bandcamp, so thanks.
You don't have any albums on your...
No, I think I have like 10 followers on there. Because I'm like bad at promoting that.
Hey, didn't you release that one album on Pacific Plaza, or am I like going crazy?
Yeah.
You did, right?
Yeah, I have 2020...
Shout
2021 live on Pacific Plaza on their Bandcamp. But
very cool.
Just as far as my own Bandcamp goes.
And you're kind of a staple.
Pretty dead over there.
You know what, man? Every dollar counts. Good. Thanks for the luck.
That's
Thanks
how
for the plug, Lux. It'd be like that, man. And you're kind of a staple of the LA kind of Southern California vaporwave scene. You played a lot of virtual memory shows.
Played a couple of those.
I hope it's not a secret who you room with.
Yep. And Enraile and
Molo360 and Enraile. Very, very cool people. Hat tip to Molo for putting me on the whole podcast thing. Well, dude, I mean, being that you are, you know, an artist, I mean, art is hard. It doesn't pay bills most of the time. So,
yeah,
pretty ambivalent to the whole bootleg thing, or just like que sera, sera?
The bootleg.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess if it's done on like a small scale, I think it's fine.
Very cool.
I don't know.
Especially if it's
like, I feel like it's kind of funny to me, and like all the people who just like upload like uncleared samples to Spotify. I just find it like really funny sometimes.
Dude,
like,
you know what's funny to me? When somebody fucking uploads a song and they have the same artist name as like a famous fucking artist, and Spotify lets them do that shit, and it shows up on like the famous artist's page for like a hot minute.
Yeah, like
have you seen that, Skelly?
Song?
No.
That shit is so funny to me. Like somebody, let's say I'm George Clanton, or like George Clanton was featured on my song because I like ripped a sample from him. I can upload that shit to Spotify and it'll go on his Spotify. I don't know how it works, but it's like it's just funny to me.
Yeah, you can kind of just like people will like get away with it for like an hour. Or like people will like upload shit to like Drake's Spotify and it'll like show up on his page for like 30 minutes because Spotify is just like weird like that. Like, because for some reason you can just do that.
I remember there was like
I don't really know how it works, but
so many people lamented the opening up of Spotify to like anyone being able to upload, you know, because there was once a time, as y'all remember, where like I don't remember what exactly changed, but like not just anybody. It wasn't like SoundCloud where anyone could upload
nobody
anything.
really knew how to do it at the time.
Yeah.
Like a distributor
Shout out Caspro Town. Thank you so much for the dono. I liked it.
It's like so many like weird channels of distribution through like DistroKid and everything, and like no one really knows how it works except for like all the labels and everything.
Right.
Yeah, back in the day, you had to use like, I remember it was like, you could use like TuneCore or CD Baby to distribute your stuff onto Spotify back in like the early 2010s.
TuneCore still has like the worst website ever.
Yeah, I still have like my first album released through TuneCore because that's what was available at the time. I remember, I put my stuff on Spotify back in like 2012. And I remember actually like airlines, Penny from like Surfing in Airlines being like, how'd you do that? How'd you put things on Spotify?
So does it, you have to pay for that
Yeah,
shit,
they
right?
still have the same website from like 10 years ago, though. You're right. Like it still looks exactly the same. Nothing has changed. It's
Bandcamp is like exactly the same. It's the same Bandcamp that it was like 10 years ago, which personally I think is great. I feel like there's very little bloatware on Bandcamp.
Yeah, that's interesting. I love the early 2010s.
Yeah, we're pretty nostalgic for that era.
It's my favorite era.
What about the MySpace era? Do you miss being able to go on a band's MySpace page and like download their singles?
No, man, MySpace.
You don't miss those like 128K? Damn.
That's fun.
I don't really miss it that much.
Yeah, no,
I miss that exciting era of discovering like that kind of shit.
I kind of miss going on iTunes with my allowance and like buying like 10 songs.
Yeah.
Right.
That was so fun.
Buying ringtones.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah. I would just like scrape through the like iTunes charts.
Dude, it's just like bitch now as a DJ. Like you have to go to like Beatport. iTunes will be like, don't buy it, just stream it. I'm like, no, I need a lossless.
On Beatport now?
Well, I don't know. Here and there. I'm not going to stand here and act like everything I play is lossless. I'm not that cool, but
That cool.
But yeah, iTunes makes it so fucking difficult to buy music now. You usually have to go to Beatport or, Amazon Music. Skelly, what is it? Soulseek? Okay, yeah, shout out. People are talking about all the different cool places to get music in chat.
Oh, they'll know better than me.
Let's get to know pop culture. Skelly has a laundry list of questions he wants to ask you.
Oh yeah, always do. Of course. Well, I guess first things first, let's just start at the beginning. So how did you get into when did you start playing music? What was your first experience with this? What did you start with? And why? Why music?
I did tons of like, I guess I started music like really young with like piano and like all sorts of like music lessons. I did.
Was your family musical? Did they want you to play, or was it of your own volition?
Yeah, they really wanted me to play like in like band and like orchestra. They wanted me to like do stuff like that. My brother was like really good at it. My older brother, he was always really good at like instruments and stuff. But I was always really bad at it. Like I like can't. The reason I like don't play instruments live and stuff is because like I like really can't keep rhythm like that live.
Oh really?
Like,
wait, so
damn, you're the kind of guy you hit play on the CDJ and it's all fucked up. You have to use the quantize function.
You're probably you strongly rehearse how to play that synthesizer correctly for like the few parts. Yeah.
Yeah, for the few shows I've played, I like rehearsed a ton because like I don't know if it's like bad coordination or like what it is, but like I don't know. I'm just not an instrument.
I understand. It's so funny how like there's so many like that's like you can be like this like a producer who like understands like all the components and how to put the song together and how to create your own patches. Particularly somebody like you who works with so many different types of synthesizers. You know what I mean? Whereas like you can understand these synthesizers inside and out, how to create your patches, how to structure your songs. But it's like it comes to like the straight up just like playing it. It's like I'm not good at that either.
But
so yeah,
I can't play anything. So
So anyway, but you were trying to do band stuff. You didn't really feel like you had the rhythm for it. Did that start dissuading you from wanting to play instruments, or were you like, no, I like this. This is just not how I want to do it.
Kinda. I never really like saw myself too much as like a musical person, but sometime in high school, like I think like sophomore year, one of my older brother's friends like got me like Ableton, Massive, and FM8 on my laptop.
Oh, FM8,
And,
that was a great
like,
synthesizer.
Like the old school.
Yeah,
You skipped right over Fruity Loops.
Massive and FM8. That was like that, and like Absinthe were like three really big software synths back then. I had all three of those, and then there was like a
wait. What year was this, or like what era?
Probably this is the early 2010s or late 2000s, I guess, right?
Bet.
Well,
Yeah,
late
it was
2000s,
like 2010.
maybe? Late 2000s, early 2010s. Yeah, those were three, like Absinthe and FM8 and Massive were like these like three really big synths. I had that, and I also had like the Fab Filter synthesizer as well. But yeah,
those were the synths you get when you want to be Skrillex.
Those were the things.
Hell yeah.
Those were like those three synths in particular, the FM8 one, and Massive especially for like basses and things like that. Like that was like yeah. If you were just starting off as being a producer, you just got Ableton for the first time, and you kind of were like, I think I got a little bit of the gist of this. I want to take it one step further. Like I don't know, man. Those synths were like really like the ones. Those synths were hot properties back then. I remember that.
Yeah.
I downloaded them all off Pirate Bay.
Nice.
Those are the ones.
Yeah.
That I really got started on.
Yeah, Massive was good. Massive was a good one. That's some pretty. I should use that one again. Yeah, it's just funny because like what's it called? It's kind of like Serum has just sort of like replaced everything.
So is that why you guys moved on? You just found better shit that did more,
well,
or worked better?
What I want to get to is eventually Popcultr here it probably moves on to hardware synthesizers and stuff too. So, but I want to get to you got Ableton. Who you said was your older brother? Who got it for you again in your sophomore?
It was like my older brother's friend who was like really into making dubstep and stuff. Yeah, I kind of had like a writing partner for like a long time who like we like worked on like a ton of stuff for like years.
So okay, so let me ask you then. So was that what the first inspiration for dealing with electronic music was? Was it the dubstep?
Definitely, it was. It was definitely like Skrillex.
What were you listening
like? I got into that.
Skrillex launched so many careers.
Yeah, that'll do it, man.
Daft Punk and Skrillex.
So you started doing that, and then you were working with your friends. Who was your writing partner?
He doesn't really like do music stuff anymore, but I would always just go over to his house and we'd just like work on stuff all the time.
Wow. And how did you train yourself to start producing? Because it's one, how did you jump into it? Were you watching YouTube tutorials? Were you reading magazines? Were you just listening to the music and trying to copy it? What'd you do?
A little bit of all of that. But I don't think my music like definitely sounded pretty bad for like a long time.
It always does, man.
Yeah, like I don't know. I still kind of feel like I'm like just like figuring out my stride, sort of. Like I like listen to like, but like I feel like around 2016, which is like that's when I made like Superwave.
Okay, well then I want to ask you then, how did you start jumping? So moving from making dubstep and playing around with like LFO forms to an auto filter, just sort of like do these drops and rises. It's a big jump to go from that to Superwave. So what did you start listening to, or what made you start changing your direction?
Was like at that
jump.
point I'd been making
difference.
like dubstep shit for like 6 years or so, and I was just like getting really sick of it and
got burnt out, huh?
Yeah, I got pretty burnt out on it, and I just like ended up like I kind of wanted to like copy like sort of the artists I was listening to a lot growing up that like weren't dubstep, like Passion Pit, like
nice.
Okay. Yeah,
shout out
MGMT
Passion Pit
stuff. And
good stuff.
So
yeah,
Passion
like
Pit and who else?
He said MGMT.
I guess just like MGMT. I really liked that like
For sure.
2010s era of like indie electronica.
indie-tronica,
Early
sort of
2010s.
chill wave, but like more poppy and kind of like
Late
indie.
2000s, early 2010s stuff. Yeah, for sure.
It was a fun time.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
You using like Neon
I
Indian,
love
anything
that.
like that?
What's
Nikkei
that?
Snow, that
Were you
sort of
listening
thing.
to Neon Indian or anything yet?
Oh yeah. I love that stuff. I didn't listen to too much of that back then, but like Yeah, I love that stuff.
I would
So
put
then-
your
Yeah,
music
yeah.
on like a chillwave DJ set.
Oh, for sure. Oh my god, I played California. I played California. so
Especially,
many
yeah, the
times on
vocals.
show.
The vocals especially like make it so much more accessible.
So that's a big thing. Okay, so let's go back to that then, because it's as I was saying, this is a big difference from going from making the dance music. So now you like understand the structure of how the dubstep music works and how EDM music works, but now you're going into crafting pop songs. Was that a difficult transition, or did you think you took to it pretty easily? Did it feel more like you when you started doing it?
I think it was like pretty easy.
Yeah.
It was definitely like different though, but it was a lot of fun writing all those songs because like, I don't know, I got to do so much more with like just making melodies in my head. And like, I guess like I sort of had like an epiphany at some point where like, I never saw myself as like a singer or anything, but I was like, I know how to like mangle sound with like sound design. So I was like, I could just melodyne everything exactly how I want it to be.
Yeah, thank you, Melodyne.
What is Melodyne for those of us Philistines that don't produce?
It's
go ahead.
it's like auto-tune.
What's the effect you use on your vocals?
Well, so you record your vocals through it, and then it like gives you these little lines that represent where your voice is in relation to like a chart of notes.
I got you.
You can kind of like organize it and put it into the right.
I love that that
you can get very
technique that you
precise with
use.
it.
It's very unique and it sounds
Sometimes
interesting.
I would always get these like terrible transients once in a while that were like all like the note is properly and there's like one little wave that's like up here. And I'm like, I gotta get rid of that thing, but you can clean it up. It's nice. And then so you did that. You figured probably like listening to some of those bands from the late 2000s and early 2010s that you can texturize your voice. You can add things to it. You can put different layers of sounds over it. You can use some compressors on it from Ableton to get it exactly in the tones that you want, and that actually it gives it character. You know what I mean? Makes it sound unique when you do it that way. That was the nice thing about those artists from the late 2000s, early 2010s, was it providing an example that's actually more interesting when you do something odd with the vocals and you kind of texturize them rather than making them so clean. It's refreshing to hear. I mean, like it's almost like I prefer to hear vocals like that.
And it's okay if there's mistakes or whatever. That's kind of the charm of it.
It's okay. And everybody
imperfections, you might say.
The vocals themselves can almost become like a synthesizer texture, in that like almost all synthesizers sound completely different in different songs. Like so can the vocals. They can be treated the same way as you treat creating a synthesizer patch.
It's almost like shoegaze. It's just another instrument.
It's very influenced by shoegaze, actually. Yeah, absolutely. I would say shoegaze is a very big influence on that. M83 as well, things like that.
Oh yeah.
So you got more comfortable doing vocals once you realized you could do some things like that with them. Okay.
Well, yeah. It was like, oh shoot, what was I gonna say? It was just fun, I feel like, because sometimes like writing too much of the same thing for too long gets really like exhausting.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like something like dubstep, where it's just like everything is about like
building up and drops
and making everything big.
Kicks. You gotta have that specific kick sound or.
I feel like production-wise, I really need something like stimulating in order to like keep writing in a specific sound too. Like, because now I sort of feel like I'm like going full circle a bit, where like it's kind of hard to write like pop music a little bit now.
I was kind of curious, if I might interject, do you think you'll ever come back around to dubstep again, or maybe go back to something that you used to do?
I guess this is sort of an announcement, but yeah, I definitely have like a lot of like really, I don't know if I'll release it under Popcultr, but I have some like really bassy stuff.
You got some rippers, huh? Hey, that's actually a super cool thing to hear on Hot Takes. You should like rework one of your songs as like a rhythm, or like dubstep like ripper.
Like, yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with it, but I'm thinking I might either do like a new like project or side project with it.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited about it. Been making some weird shit with it.
So you're the kind of guy that would rather make a side project. If it's a departure from your sound, you'd rather put it under another name instead of like putting it all under the pop culture flag.
I guess like it's just like I want like the pop culture shit to like all
be cohesive.
I guess like just be my pop shit. Like
yeah, that's fair.
I don't really want to like just throw every like.
I think that's smart.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm like tripping over nothing, but like
I don't think there's a wrong answer.
I feel like it sounds way different from like a lot of the stuff I'm putting out now.
I gotta start asking our guests
it would warrant something. It would warrant like a new project. Like if I were to like put that out, it's like.
Would you? Do you think you would like market it really well, or would you just kind of like a secret release, a one-off? Who cares? Check it out or don't check it out.
That's the thing. Like I feel like if I want to do that, or I'd want to like I don't know where I'm going with this. I feel like I do kind of want to like put a lot of effort into it and like really promote it and like try to like book as many shows with that as I can and try to like like I don't know if I explained that well at all, but I want to do it right if I do.
I could see that. I mean, like, I'm not a performing artist, but, like, I've played in a Future Funk sets. I'm really ready to do a lo-fi house set, maybe a vapor trap set. Like, I'm getting kind of tired. I don't know how you guys play the same shit over and over and over and over. I bet you get tired of it real fast.
Yeah. But... Sorry, what was the question again?
Oh, nothing. It's time for Skelly to ask more good questions.
Well, I have more questions. Okay, so I understand we've been talking a lot about working with the software since, but I know for a fact that you work with, you know, you've had a job in the past that's given you access to some pretty cool synthesizers. So at what point did you start making a transition from working with software synthesizers to some of the hardware ones, and which do you prefer?
I guess when that job started, I started that job during COVID.
Yeah.
So March 2020. Basically what that job was like, that job was like an audio rental spot for all of LA. And the guy we were working for had basically every synth in the world. And just like sitting in a warehouse. And so when we had slow days, we could basically just use any synth we wanted. And it was kind of crazy. But I think through working that job, I'm not really a hardware synth person at all.
Wow.
It's like,
wow. Put you off.
Yeah, and
you got access to all these synthesizers, and you were like, you know what? I don't think this is actually the medium that I like to use. Interesting.
Nah, it's they're cool and they're like fun, but they're I like really like analog synths, but like, bro, they're like so annoying and like I don't really like recording as much. Like, I like composing, like, in my DAW.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. And, like, it's just, like, all sorts of, like, little things. Like, and maybe if I had a synth, like, in my studio, I would feel more inclined to use it. But, like... I don't know. Maybe I'm just stuck in my own ways.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's
I really like software.
What you become comfortable with is what you're going to use. So you're comfortable with the software. That's what you use. So that's great. Yeah. You say that too, because there's a lot of people who think that they might think that they're missing out because they're not using hardware synthesizers, but you're here to say that, hey, listen, I've had access to all these synthesizers and I'm still comfortable. I'm more comfortable with the software ones. So, you know. So which software? Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
It's like a way different like mindset, like writing stuff on like a MIDI keyboard and then like recording stuff in through like hardware synths. And like I don't think you really hear too much of like what comes through hardware synths unless you like record it like a very specific way. And it's like I feel like a lot of what people attribute to being like the vintage analog sound or whatever is like not even like analog synths, but like I don't know, just like
fucked up tapes.
Yeah, just like different like recording methods and like just like how shit was made in the 80s, which you can like easily just like replicate in your DAW.
Yeah,
take.
I feel like racks and shit.
Interesting take.
I don't know if I'm describing it well, but
no. I see what you're saying. It's things that are more replicable than people realize with all the different types of software. So then let me ask you, what kind of software do you like to use? What are you composing with?
So Arturia is crazy. Especially, so like if you have Arturia, so for like the Prophets and like Jupiters and like Junos and everything, there's always like a little like folder in like all the presets that has like, the sounds that are actually on the Junos and Prophets. And like, those are really, really nice.
Okay.
I really like Rollin' Cloud. It'll destroy your CPU, but
yeah, really.
It's like
I was gonna say you must have a rig.
Wow.
Oh
so
no, not even. My laptop kind of sucks.
Oh, you still write all your stuff on the laptop?
Yeah.
Me too.
Laptop and Ableton.
Yep, same.
And then, yeah, those are the two analog synths I rock with. I do like Serum.
Don't you usually use like a keyboard when you play live shows though? I feel like I've seen you do
That's
that.
all MIDI.
Nice.
It's the MIDI.
It's like a MIDI keyboard. I had like a pretty interesting setup with that, because a lot of people thought I was like playing like chords and like I guess like playing along with myself, but what I was actually doing was like I had my MIDI routed into my auto-tune, so I was controlling what note I was singing with my keyboard.
Oh, really?
That's cool as fuck.
And so I could do like really weird shit with it.
So what were you, if you don't mind asking, what software were you routing your vocals through?
It was like, just Antares.
Oh, it was Antares, okay.
But, yeah, it was the one, with, the one that comes on the Apollo. Yeah, there's like a feature on it where you can route MIDI into the auto-tune.
Oh, that's so funny.
I was using...
Was that the only
for like
effect?
A long time.
So what effects do you... And let me ask you that question then, too, for your vocals. Can I ask you what effects you're using live?
Definitely. There's this like crazy chorus plugin, Antares Choir.
Antares
That
Choir.
thing is like crazy.
Really? I think I
And
that.
yeah, it's like $30. That's like the main chorus I use on everything.
Damn. You heard it on Hot Takes.
Auto-tune, of course. And then
Write that one down.
just a lot of reverb. Just a lot of reverb.
Hell yeah.
That's basically it. I had a knob hooked up to my reverb tail, so I could make it like
So you can play with that, yeah.
long reverb. And then, yeah, I had certain songs where I would, like, I think I had like one or two songs that I did like delay on. And that was basically the whole vocal chain though.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. But I think the choir does like a ton of work in it. 'Cause it just sounds like so crazy and like
very
wide.
That's choir. That's a nice pro tip for everybody.
Yeah.
Do vocal. That's good stuff.
Apparently, our audience loves, like, they live for this shit. So thank you.
Yeah, we always appreciate.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I have no idea.
Chat.
Well, I have a general idea of what you guys are talking about, but you know.
So then, okay, so all right, so that's basically your setup right now for live performances. Man, when you write your songs, do you start with the melody, or do you start with the beat, or what do you start from?
I guess I usually started with like some sort of beat or like chord progression or something like that. Just try to get something like interesting, or just try to like pump out ideas.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when I write a lot, like the first few ideas usually suck, and then like
Just gotta work out those
it's like
bad ones
always
first.
like that.
It's always like that, yeah.
Mhm.
Do you have to feel inspired to write, or do you set specific time aside to do it?
I feel like I need to like sometimes force myself to do it, but I've had some more like free time lately, so it's been a little easier. It was like really hard when I was working at like the audio rental spot, because there was just so much work to do, and it would like that job was like way more like physically draining.
Yeah.
Like it was brutal. But like even back then, like I would have to like really like be like disciplined with it to like finish stuff. But I don't know, it's been a little bit hard this past year, because like it's hard to like write music if you're not feeling it.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it's like really like it's really draining to like write something and then like not like it at all later.
That's the worst. And then you like keep trying to do things to fix it. Like, well, if I do this, if I do that, and you're like, now it's become a complete mess.
Yeah.
Do you usually
get trapped
compose
in that loop.
sober or on some sort of mind-altering substance?
Usually sober. I don't really like smoke weed or anything.
Respect.
A lot of caffeine occasionally for me.
No way.
Lots of caffeine. I guess sometimes I do, or sometimes I'll like drink, or I'll come home after a few drinks and I'll write some stuff. But for the most part, I'm pretty sober now. So
King shit. Respect.
So-
I got to get that way.
So how did you discover the vaporwave world?
dang, I don't even.
Because obviously
I
you
don't
released
know.
on Pacific
I
Plaza,
love this
and
question.
You fashioned Superwave.
Well,
And you
I
got
know.
and you released into that was on Business Casual, correct?
Yeah, true.
So then how'd you stumble across all this?
Well, I don't even remember how I found Vaporwave. I know I found like Vectroid or Macintosh Plus like way early on.
Yeah.
Or just the Floral Shop. But I never really like pursued it past that in like 2011, like or however long ago that was.
Yeah.
Like I just like found it and I was like, oh, that's sick.
Back to
And
back to
like,
dubstep.
yeah, and like, sure enough, like years later, I ended up finding like, I think it was like George Clanton, I think, and I think I found like Christ, George Clanton, and like maybe the Echo Jams album, and then I went to Econ.
Oh,
I guess
sick, the
this
first
is
one?
sort of.
So you went to Econ, 2 or 1?
I went to 2, the one in
Yeah,
LA.
in LA,
Clean. Me too.
And that's actually how I ended up on Business Casual, because like
No shit.
Christ was like one of the few people who I like knew there, and I was like, I was talking with him for a bit over his merch booth, and I ended up just like sending him.
Oh, really?
album.
Oh, that's
I
so
love it.
funny.
Yeah.
Did you go to Econ by yourself, or did you know people? That did you go with people, or did you just go by yourself?
I knew like a couple people there, but I think I went by myself. Oh no, I went with one of my friends. I remember.
Oh
now.
wow! So you were just like,
But-
this is crazy. I know George Clanton, and there's these other artists here. This is apparently some big vaporwave festival. I want to check this out.
Yeah, there were a bunch of people who I like didn't know there and who I now know.
Yeah, same.
Which is like crazy.
I specifically
You meet a lot
remember
of people
bumping into
at it?
Codex Boy Encyclopedia and being like, "I've seen you online, motherfucker. I just don't know who you are."
So
Yeah.
did you meet a lot of people at Econ then?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, like, yeah, I just like bounced around. I know I met Alex Pacific Plaza there briefly.
Sick.
I just met like a bunch of random people. I don't really remember exactly who, but yeah, I remember I saw like Telepath. God, who else did I see? I don't know. I really got introduced through Econ 2 though.
Very cool.
Oh, and then that's when you're like, I think I'd like to be a bigger part of this whole little world here.
Yeah, it was really cool because like I didn't really like know where to like put my music out at the time because I had all that music done, and I was like, oh, this is like awesome. It'd be sick to release here.
Yeah, it's a very good fit,
like
right? It's interesting. Isn't that funny? It's like, oh, this is a perfect fit. Especially after going to Econ, right? Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So so then you approached Christ and you started talking to John.
Mm-hmm. And then I was like, cool, I'll send you my album. And he ended up liking it and ended up putting it out on Business Casual.
So funny.
That was basically how that happened.
Yeah,
And then you hooked up with Pacific Plaza and some of the other like virtual memory people eventually. I remember you played a handful of virtual memories.
yeah, I remember hearing your album because they talked about it briefly on like the Private Suite podcast, and I was like, oh, I gotta check this out. I'm like, this is fun.
Yeah. But oh yeah, I ended up playing the virtual memory shows. Those were cool because after Econ, I of course wanted to go to more shows, so I just started going to all the virtual memories. And that was a good time. And ended up playing a few of them.
Hell yeah. We're overdue for another virtual memory.
Definitely.
I think that's
That'd
the
be
first time
cool.
I met you IRL. I remember seeing you in video chat.
Really?
Yeah, you brought me that balls. You remember? I think that was virtual memory. But that might have been that kickback we did at
That
Groovy
energy
Kaiju's
drink?
place. Yeah, I remember you showed up and I was like, man, this motherfucker's way taller than I thought that he would be. And I didn't think you were gonna bring it, and you did, and I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. I remember that now.
Yeah, that was a good time. It was like October 2021 maybe. I don't remember. It's a good time.
Oh damn. Mm-hmm.
Down at FTG.
Yeah. Those shows were fun.
Hell yeah.
I would love to play more. If anyone books for shows, hit me up.
Hell yeah. This man, I can attest, puts on a great show, URL and IRL.
Mm-hmm.
I
DJ sets or live set.
And he can use CDJs.
Mm-hmm. CDJs.
Nice.
They're fun.
That's always a plus. So,
Mm-hmm.
oh no, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh no. So
I'll ask him the
okay,
stupid
so,
questions later.
So then, I mean, so did you just reach out to Alex? Is that how you got involved in the shows? Is that how you eventually decided to, start getting involved in the IRL and the URL shows? You just kind of reached out to Alex?
Yeah, well, I guess I just met Alex just through going to Virtual Memories.
Oh, that's right. You were going to them.
And yeah, if you just go to enough of them, and we just got to know each other and stuff. And I was like, yo, throw me on some shows. I'm down to play. Be sick. So I just ended up playing them like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, what was that?
No. You keep talking. I was going to ask a question about the next album you released, though, but keep going.
No, I forgot what I was saying.
No worries, my friend. Well, I just wanted to ask. I know that once you put out the 2021 live album that you released with Alex, what was the biggest change for you in your songwriting technique or your production technique? What did you think? What did you do different? How'd you approach the next album?
Do you mean from like Superwave to 2021 Live, or?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I guess basically like when I was doing Superwave, I was like, I was doing it like really like, I was making like really simple songs, sort of just like, in my head I was like explaining it like just making like Daft Punk like loop things in my head, like little choruses I can just like repeat, just so I can like write stuff around it. And then when I was going into the second album, I was more so I was trying to like songwrite it a little more and like flesh out ideas more, and like I was trying to make like, I guess why I called it like 2021 Live was because I just kind of like made the like transitions. I made like all the songs in there were like basically like my live edits that I was using at the time.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of the songs have like really like drawn out intros and outros and stuff, and like yeah, I guess most of the music I was making then was like, or for that project was like made for my live set at the time.
Okay, that's interesting.
Makes
So
sense.
you were actually considering that as a component. For
Oh yeah, definitely. And yeah, and yeah, I really liked. I really wish I got to like play it a little bit more, but I feel like I have like a really like killer live set for like the Popcultr stuff.
Nice.
But it's kind of an annoying setup. Like I already know, like if I ever like play shows abroad or like away from home, it's gonna be like so annoying.
Why?
Damn. Lots of equipment, huh?
I know. Yeah, just like a decently sized MIDI keyboard, and like I have to bring my Apollo
Oh,
because my autotune runs off of the Apollo, and like, I mean, it's not the worst setup, but I guess now that I'm thinking about it, it's really not.
I mean,
that
you
bad,
could have a
but-
setup
There you
like
go.
hotel pools at Econ 3. That guy had
Oh,
a
really?
table full of shit. Yeah, it was just like
I didn't
hilarious.
see that.
It was hilarious how many things he had on the table. I'll post a picture later on and show you.
Yeah, no, it could definitely be worse, but it's definitely not as easy as just like CDJs.
Right,
Which
just drop a
is,
stick in.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Have you played any of those like Shrek raves or like SpongeBob raves or any of those? Be dumb, have fun?
No.
Like none of those? Do you want to?
No, I haven't yet.
Haven't yet. That's a good answer.
I've told Nathan this. I'd be like so down to do like one or two.
Yeah, right.
I would
Not
love
four.
to do like one Shrek rave, but I don't really want to like travel like that unless I'm like,
Right.
I want to like DJ and like I want to like DJ my own music and stuff, but like I feel like if
Yeah.
you're playing one of those, you gotta, like
You got to play a bunch
play
of
the
silly
hits.
shit and Daft Punk and, dubstep,
Yeah, and
All-Star,
All-Star.
Smash Mouth All-Star. Yeah. No disrespect to
All-Star
Smash Mouth
dubstep
All-Star. Yeah, absolutely.
Rest in peace.
Mash up.
R.I.P.
big rip.
Chris, you want to get another good question in real quick before we do our intermission?
Yeah, I do. So I know you mentioned that you have a lot of stuff coming up for a side project, but what is the next thing you want to do with Popcultr?
It's a good question. I have like 2 songs done right now. And that's just kind of where I'm sitting at with it. And then I think I might go back to like, maybe I'll like, I have some ideas. Maybe I'll go back to like house music or something for a bit.
Interesting.
I vote
'Cause I have a
yes.
lot of that stuff.
You have released like a 1 or 2 like kind of just straight up dance songs under Popcultr, the Popcultr name.
Yeah, I have. I have like the Aqua Ultra.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I've been a little like unsure of like what to or how to like release most effectively. I don't know. I've been just like in my head on like a little mini hiatus just because I wanted to like figure out a few things before I really like I feel like I just wanted to like do it right when I like come back, you know?
Yeah, I understand.
Hell yeah.
I already didn't have like stuff to release going into 2023. Basically. Unlike the other years where I dropped albums.
Yeah.
I had like full projects done.
It's tough, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you guys don't mind, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We've got a lovely intermission courtesy of Pacific Plaza Alex with a handful of album recommendations. And everybody is welcome to go get a quick drink or stick around and check out some recommendations and a hot take courtesy of Pacific Plaza. And when we come back, have some questions ready for our man, Popcultr.
What's up, guys? Alex from Pacific Plaza Records and Vaporwave News Network here. Isaac asked me to recommend 3 albums, and I'm going to go with an old school one. We got Biosphere by Cobalt Road and Stack Overflow, an amazing album that came out on Bedlam tapes back in the day. We got Bloom by Simple Syrup that came out on Business Casual this year, one of my favorites of 2023. And then I'm going to, of course, recommend Luxury Elite Fashion Pop. The 2nd edition is coming out on Pacific Plaza for the next Bandcamp Friday, and it is really one of the best albums of the year, so make sure you check that one out. He also asked me for a hot take, and I've been giving a lot of hot takes on social media lately, but I think I'm going to go with this one. Vaporwave is not dead. Pretty simple. Follow Pacific Plaza on Instagram, Twitter, and now Blue Sky, where I also have a Vaporwave News Network account. Doing a lot more posting over there, so come join us, get an invite from someone. And of course, remember to check out the label on Bandcamp, and you can also check out Vaporwave News Network on Spotify and your podcasting platform of choice. Have a good one, guys.
And we're back, or I'm back. Shout out Pacific Plaza. Thank you so much for that insight, for those highly curated recommendations, especially from our very own Luxury Elite. While we're waiting for the boys to come back, quick shout out to a good friend of the show and good homie from the Discord server, Mr. Roge Corp. We've got a live stream URL event coming up that Roge Corp is putting on, and you can be ready to tune in on the 21st of October. 20-ish artists. Lineup comes out sometime next week. I've seen it. It looks clean. Some great heavyweights and a great mixture of up-and-comers, friends, newbies, regulars. Intermissions, I'm just reading what he sent me. Intermissions with him and Van Gogh and friends on a couch behind a green screen. So anyway, should be a lot of fun. Some emceeing and some great artists. I wanted to participate, couldn't. Really wish that I'm kicking myself now. So October 21st, y'all tune in. Roj, if you're in the chat, go ahead and drop your Twitch or whatever if you're going to simulcast to YouTube. And y'all keep your ear to the ground for that hot lineup dropping sometime next week. People are thirsting for Dr. Chris. Here he goes. He's back. Guys, go ahead and light up the chat with questions for Popcultr. We've got a whole hour where you can ask the man anything you want. And as you know, I will ask it. Most of the time, I will ask it. I'm going to go ahead and start off with a wild card. What is something that you... Sure. What's up? You ready?
I said sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for the link, Lux. Much obliged. What would be something that that you would recommend that we do to make this show better?
I always thought like you should do the generic podcaster thing of like chopping up clips and like posting that to Instagram.
Oh yeah,
like if someone says something spicy.
Yeah. If it weren't so if I weren't so stupid when it comes to video editing software, and if it weren't so time intensive, I would. Pacific Plaza, man, he's getting his dick sucked tonight. He is so good at that with Vaporwave News Network, and I wish that I was better at that. Shout out Pacific Plaza.
Oh yeah,
you're absolutely right, especially like on TikTok. I should really be taking advantage of that.
That is the thing to do, Right.
It is the thing du jour.
Oh, where did I put my glove?
It's probably some AI program that can just do it.
Oh, this is a great one. Molo360, what do you think holds you back the most when it comes to making music?
Oh, wow.
She also says she's curious what the hosts will recommend. So let's hear from Popcultr first, and then I'm sure you have some thoughts on that, Skelly.
I probably do.
From just making music?
Like, what holds you back?
I guess just like in general. For a while, it was just like my job sucked. And
long hours or just being on demand, being wore out?
Brutal hours, shitty boss, all the above, like all of that.
Yeah.
I don't know, lately, like, yeah, I was kind of talking about it a little bit earlier, but like, it's kind of like, I feel like it's been really hard writing pop music or like stuff I would call like pop culture music lately. Like, I feel like that's been like a huge drag, which I've just like gotten out of like a couple days ago because I really like some of the new stuff I've been working on.
That's great, dude. We love to hear it.
I mean, that's the best thing too, is like when you actually do break through the wall and write something you like. I mean, that's the best inspiration to keep doing more, right?
Hell
like
yeah. Take advantage of it while you can.
Like, is like you take advantage of that whole like, oh fuck, I just did something I enjoy. I'm clearly in the right headspace. Let me do a little bit more and see if I can get some more done.
Yeah, like last night I wrote this song and it was like it's like a total like banger and
nice.
I don't know, it's just so like I don't know, it's like cathartic. Like I feel like I was like getting it out of me. It was like I haven't like written like a banger like that in a while where like get like hyped on it, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's a great feeling, but I love to hear that for you.
Yeah. I know, it was great.
Skelly, I think Monica wants to know what holds you back from making music as well. She asked about the hosts. Biggest thing that holds you back.
Just like doing something and being like, I hate it, throwing it away, starting over.
I don't make music, but
doesn't feel
overly critical.
Close enough to what I want to portray.
I got you.
I'm happy with this new album I wrote. So
yeah, when are you gonna drop that shit?
Oh,
you're such a tease.
Fire tools, and then I'll do that I gotta do that this week for the mastering.
Do you guys ever feel like you
do it one time, and what's that?
Do you guys ever feel like you are way too hypercritical, or like your brain is too focused on like minor mistakes, you know, just something like
100%.
Yeah.
Because the amount of people with like who are just like, I don't know, it's like average, I guess, who are just like wildly overconfident.
God,
like,
yeah, there's a name for that. Skelly, what's that? The Dunning-Kruger effect, where people that don't know shit think they're like experts. Yeah. And then the people that are like mid-range in skill realize that there's a lot that they still need to know and learn. And then the real experts are like, I don't know shit. Oh, man. Oh, we got some good questions in chat. Molo also wants to know if you're coming to Brazil anytime soon. Asking for a friend.
I wish.
I'm going to need... That's the second time she's brought up Brazil. Going to need to get in Brazil on that joke. Van Gogh brought it up too. Pacific Plaza. Biggest difference in culture in California versus Minnesota or other places you lived. We got into that a little bit before the show started. Where are you originally from? Tell us about it.
I'm from Minneapolis, and
which I heard is actually pretty lit.
Yeah. Minneapolis is amazing. If you can handle the winters,
right?
Because those are no joke. But it's a great place to like live long term. There's so many, like, you can bike anywhere in the city, no problem, with like amazing bike paths.
Madison,
and like
I noticed,
walk
is
all
like
over.
Oh, we talked about that
there's a lot of
earlier
cities
too.
in the Midwest. that are really great to live. Yeah, it's like if you like nature-y stuff, like there's so much like fresh water, all that in Minneapolis, and like the city's beautiful, and I feel like rent is pretty chill there too.
About as chill as it can be. Seems like it's $1,300 for a one bed everywhere right now. So
yeah, basically. But yeah, I guess the question was like differences between LA and Minneapolis, right?
Yeah, they are lighting the chat up. We're about 4 deep right now, so that is a great question. Benefits and drawbacks between Minneapolis, LA, and anywhere else you've lived.
I guess like being in LA, it's like very like I feel like there's like a lot of like music industry jobs and just like random like jobs like that out here, and like opportunities that you wouldn't get in Minnesota.
Facts.
I've kind of enjoyed it for that. But outside of that, I actually do enjoy. I like living in LA. Like I think it's pretty chill.
I honestly
especially the area we're in.
Mm-hmm. I know it's expensive, but
the area Nathan, Monica, and I are in is like very low key. We're not even that far away from like downtown or like Hollywood.
Nice.
And we don't have like insane rent or anything either.
Right. That's good, chill. Dog. That's a rarity for LA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we are drowning in questions, but anyways, go ahead. Didn't mean to cut you off there, bud.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. It's like really like yeah, it's really expensive in LA, but like people just be moving to like the worst, most gentrified neighborhood and pay like $3,500 a month in rent, and then start complaining about it. And it's like, yo, you don't have to live in like in West Hollywood or like
no shit, right? Fucking Santa Monica.
I don't know.
Or whatever.
Yeah, you don't have to live in the most expensive area in LA. Like, what are you doing? Just live in Glendale.
Right.
Just live in like, I don't know, Glassell Park. It's a great area. Rent is there's a lot of like chill areas like 5 minutes outside of the city.
I think, but they have to be in the city, huh?
I don't know. It's just something I've noticed.
Interesting. I'm sure it's an interesting culture out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
Luxury Elite wants to know if you can imagine you're creating a pop culture con, who would be on your lineup?
Oh my god.
That's a fun one.
Dang. I don't even know who I'd book for that. I would just like, I guess just like me and all the friends, all the homies. Dang, I feel like I get that like anxiety when like someone says like, "Oh, who's your favorite artist?" And I have to pick one, and I'm like,
right,
dude, I don't know.
It's too hard to pick one.
Yeah, but dang, can I come back to that?
Yes,
sure.
Yes, it's a great question. Shout out Lux for the good question. We'll move on to a simpler one.
It's a great question. I'm just like not prepared for it.
Roche Corp wants to know where you came up with the name Pop Culture.
I have no idea. I like picked it at some point in like 2016 and just like rocked with it. But I don't even remember why I picked that name at all. like, I wish I had a better answer to that, but I really don't.
Hey, sometimes, I mean, Drink Your Tears, I don't know if you're familiar with the synth pop artist, came up with the name. It's a gamer tag. Because it's something people would say, like, to, like, piss people off if they beat them in a shooter type game. Drink Your Tears. So, hey, not everybody has this, like, grandiose origin story.
Yeah.
Monica also wants to know, what is your music turn on? What makes a song sound good to you? That's an excellent question. Molo360 podcast win.
Yeah, that is a good question. I just like crazy shit. Just like shit where like you can tell they were like on something weird, like I don't know how to describe it. You can always tell when something's like extremely like derivative. You can always tell when something's just like sort of like a copy of something else. Or like, you can kind of hear where people's like influences come in, but then every once in a while you hear something. Yeah, sometimes you just hear something that's like way out of like left field and like just crazy. Like I love shit like that. Like I really like this album. I just saw it on my Spotify. Like Memo Boy. It's just like songs and demos from 2015 to 2017. It's just like a bunch of like crazy, like weird. I guess it's like breakcore, but
I love breakcore.
It sounds like, yeah, it's just like mad weird and lo-fi, and like the chord progressions are like really weird. And
you might have to put me on that shit. Sounds fun.
It's really like abstract, but like also like approachable. I really like that album.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put me on that.
Yeah, Memo Boy. I'm
really starting to discover that like I'm a sucker for a really good melody, and I really like specific sound fonts and textures. Like if something's really vibey and just has a sound that like tickles something in my brain, like particularly if there's a lot of echo for whatever reason. Like I really love dub, I really love deep house, and just stuff that's like influenced by that has a lot of echo. Couldn't tell you why, but it's been incredibly validating to finally like, I'm not very good with words, and it's been really validating to like figure out, oh, there's a pattern. This is what I like, you know. But that's sick.
Yeah.
Ain't Pepsi with a really great question. Wants to know about the influence of chillwave on your tunes. He says your sounds are warm in the way the best late 2000s, early 2010s tunes are. I concur.
Oh yeah, I concur as well. Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if I like listen to like chillwave. Or can you like name some?
That makes it even cooler.
Like Empire of the Sun.
So Neon Indian, Totally Moi.
I always
fucking
felt some vibes of that.
Oh
Who
yeah,
else?
yeah. Oh, I love all of that stuff.
Yeah.
My God, I'm so bad with
Small
like,
Black.
genres.
Who's the other big one?
Neon Indian, Washed Out, stuff like that.
Keep Shelly. Who's the other big one? Neon Indian, Washed Out. Thank you. Sorry.
I listen to tons of Totally Moi.
Oh yeah,
Toro. I remember seeing him when it was just him and a keyboard. That guy's real skilled. He is blown the fuck up.
His new house album was like really good too, or the one from like I think like 2020. That was great.
Hell yeah. So Ain't Pepsi wanted to know like if that has influenced your work, you know, if it's just something you kind of want to listen to and didn't necessarily affect your output.
I feel like it definitely did for like Superwave and like I guess the first two albums, like 2021 Live and Superwave. Cause I guess like in my head I was just like sampling from that whole like era of like indie electronica and like chill wave. And yeah, I was like heavily influenced by it because I listen I used to like listen to a lot of music like that, but I never like made any of it when I was like in high school because I was just like so focused on like I was just so into like electronic and like making like dubstep stuff back then. I like never really like tried or like made any like pop music or anything, but I definitely listened to a lot of it back then and then ended up coming back to it. But yeah.
Nice. Damn, people are just naming off acts in the chat. This is fun. Molo360, breaking it down. What are your favorite artists and why?
Favorite artists?
Oh yeah,
You don't have to just pick one.
Yeah,
Pressure's off.
Who's your favorite artist?
Dang. Skrillex.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's just so good. I listened to a ton of Linkin Park.
Interesting.
Growing up. I listened to
Was
so
that the
much
first
of
band that you really liked a lot?
One of them for sure.
You and Enraile
Back then I
must
used
get
to-
along very well then as roommates.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we listened to like all the same music growing up, except for
That's
like
so
a few.
funny.
Like we definitely like disagree on some.
What do you guys
Music
disagree
bands.
on? What do you guys disagree on? What's a point of contention? What's a band you guys like?
He says old Eminem's whack. It's not. It was like, bruh, back then, like that shit. Yeah, like finding Eminem like for the first time in like 2003 I don't even know when I found him. Like, that was crazy. I listened to that like.
I don't
so
know,
much.
man. His voice is kind of strident.
But it was.
But I guess it's an acquired.
Like-
I don't know.
It's such a like time capsule though for me.
Yeah, very much so.
Like.
That's
Yeah,
facts.
I definitely agree it doesn't age well. But like you can't like release music like that today. But it was like for that era I feel like it was like I guess just being really young growing up with Eminem, it was like so funny, like it was just such a big part of my childhood and like I feel like that like really shaped a lot of like how I listen to music too. Like just listening to that on like just listening to Eminem like on my CD player and stuff. I don't know if I explained that very well.
No. I feel that. They're roasting me in the chat for saying that Eminem's voice is strident. It is. Y'all Google that. Y'all Google that shit. I'm trying to get on Skelly's level and use those SAT words.
I thought it was good.
Pacific Plaza, actually. He said, you named a song Aquacultura. What is your favorite water feature found
I
in
love
nature?
that song too. That's a really fun one, by the way.
It's a really great
wait.
question.
I love
What
that
is your
song.
favorite water feature found in nature?
Oh, that's interesting.
Water feature?
Water feature.
Dang, waterfalls are cool, I guess.
You should start a C-Punk side project. All you have to do is dye
Yeah,
your
I
hair green
should.
or blue, and you're already there.
Yeah, true. What's like C-Punk? You just like, put, like
Dude,
dolphins
there never really
on
was
your
like a
album
cohesive.
cover?
Yeah, it was just like electronic music with fucking steel drums and dolphin sounds. Yeah.
Okay.
Some of it kind of fucked, but most of it was just, I don't know. Call me Splash Club 7 just never ever smacked. Sorry. Mishka After Dark. Mishka. What genre of music or bands did you gravitate towards in childhood? I think we already addressed that, but that's a great question. Do you think it has had any major impact on your music now? So you mentioned Eminem, you mentioned Linkin Park.
I guess I don't really know. I used to listen to like a lot of like pop music that was just like on the iTunes charts. I feel like that stuff is like really ingrained in my head.
I
listen to a lot of like Lil Wayne, the Carter 3.
Gave you like a radio sensibility.
Yeah, I just like, yeah, I love just like going on iTunes and like buying singles and like albums and just like listening to them. Like that was a lot of like where I listened to music as a child. Like
so that was your crate digging method back then.
Mm-hmm.
Respect.
Yeah. I wish I had like LimeWire or whatever it was, or like, is it LimeWire?
Yeah, well, there were so many. There was Napster, LimeWire. I mean, there was
I didn't really know
Pure
about
Volume,
it.
But Pure Volume was like totally legal. People would put. Do you remember Pure Volume, Skelly? People would put like their MP3s up there for you to download for free.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Back when your way of acquiring music was downloading MP3s. You know, a lot more work, but you know, it had its benefits. It had its drawbacks, of course, as well. Very cool. Run it up, chat. Keep them coming. You guys have done so well. While we wait for some more questions from the chat, let me just ask you, what is the single best way for your fans to support you right now?
Dang, book me for any show.
Book them for shows.
I'm so down.
Are you comfortable talking about what you
especially
require?
in LA. What's that?
Are you comfortable talking about what you require?
I guess just like hit me up. But I don't know. I guess that's pretty vague, but I really do just want to like play more shows. I don't really know how exactly I'll like get out.
Right.
Or anything like that. But
do you have any,
I'm hopefully traveling some more, so maybe I'll like be in some cities.
Right.
Like at the end of around the end of the year. But yeah.
Do you have any merch or like artist copies of any albums that you can link us to?
Oh, definitely. I have t-shirts and hats available on my Bandcamp.
Bet. And Naoko Coed and Lux have been great about blowing up that link. So if y'all like pop culture, absolutely, yeah. These ladies are the real ones. If you like pop culture, yep, follow that link. Thanks, Lux. Buy his merch.
Hit up any one of my socials.
Quiz with a great question. What do you think about stage presence live? Like, what to you makes a good live show that you want to see at others? I knew you would like that question, Skelly. It is a good question.
I feel like I guess just like, I mean, like, it sounds so dumb, but just like being like fun, or like, I have like two things. I feel like just like being like fun and energetic is like cool live, but I feel like there's a lot of artists who like really know how to make like a live set like flow really well. And I like when like an artist really knows how to like make a live set that like with no like lulls or anything, and like they've like really thought through like how all the transitions, or I mean not even necessarily like no breaks, but like no, just like,
I think I understand what you mean. No filler.
Yeah, like no
just
filler.
Wall to wall bangers the whole time. Timing the drops right. Yeah, good point, Nathan.
Like just like really strong. I love when like you can tell like everything is like has been like thought of, and like there's just like really strong and interesting transitions and like passages between different.
Well, that leads me to a question, like, something that's kind of been talked about a lot lately. Before we get back to chat questions, there's been a lot of talk. I think Deadmau5 maybe was talking about like over preparing DJ sets. like pre-planning or pre-recording
yeah.
even. And some people literally admitted, they were like, yeah, it's pre-recorded. How else am I supposed to jump up and down and pump my fists and not make mistakes in front of thousands of people? So I want to know what both of you think, but especially Popcultr, where on the scale of preparation is acceptable? Is it okay to have a crate? Is it okay to have a general idea? Is it okay to record the whole thing and press play?
I get it. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first. I wanna like Google something on this.
Yeah, go for it.
Real quick.
Okay. For those guys at the big EDM festivals, those are like, most of those people are not even DJs. They've never DJed in their life in a club. They're producers. And I think I said about this before.
Yeah, we did talk about this before.
They talk about this. They've done, the producer, he goes to his studio and he does the work ahead of time. And that includes those big sets that you see live at the EDM festivals, because they don't just sound like the songs they made. They're these like crazy versions of all the songs combined all into like 1 hour long experience. And it goes up and it's down and it tells you a story and there are visuals for it. And they organize a whole laser show and fireworks and shit and whatever the fuck else and fire and all kinds of other stuff. So it is them basically presenting to you an experience. You know what I mean? It's a whole presentation. It's a demonstration of what they have come up with, and they're playing their movie for you. And there's really no other way to explain what a producer does most of the time, aside from putting them behind an obvious archetype that you would understand, like DJ decks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it is, man. It's a spectacle. And I don't think any of them are playing shit live for the most part. Most of them aren't, you know what I mean? Because they're creating a spectacle. And at the end of the day, those big EDM festivals, you can't even see the dude. He's tiny. Yeah. He's the size of an ant.
It's about the visuals.
There's giant screens behind. It's about the spectacle, the visuals, the sound, the composition of the sound, and it's all put together, the big speakers.
You're right.
The audience
the
dressed in their
total
little
immersive
outfits.
experience.
It's the immersive experience. So I don't expect those guys to really do anything up there. And I don't care, because that's not what it's about.
Absolutely.
Now they can do stuff, you know what I mean? And even the ones who do stuff, how much can you fucking do? It's just you up there, you know what I mean? Like you can do a few things.
You can't play all the fucking instruments.
This is like, so, you know, you've got to do a lot of work ahead of time. So because you're not doing that much, they probably spend several hours and days and weeks and months organizing this story to tell up there. You know what I mean? It's like if you want to be attractive to a girl, sometimes you do all the work ahead of time before you approach the girl. You went and you
work out.
Got a good job. You worked out. You got some cool clothes. You practiced what you were gonna say. You like, you know what I mean? Like you upped your stat, made some friends. You planned a date, and like you planned an idea of what to do, and then you approach the girl, and that's how you made yourself attractive. So it's like that. It's like you did all the work ahead of time. But you know. That's kind of like, you know, so if you're not going to do that much, then you should do a lot beforehand. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then come and show everybody your movie. And you know what I mean? And you only play that movie. You're only going to play that movie one time, because you'll do it like for like a year, and then you got to make a new movie. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's not like seeing a live band. It's a different paradigm. And that's my view.
Facts.
So I think like one of the points deadmau5 makes in that little clip, because like I feel like I see that clip like every single day on YouTube. Like
that's why I brought it up.
Pretty sure. Yeah, he says like he says basically the point like, oh, you think just all those visuals are just like timed like that?
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say, like, you can totally, like, I had to just Google this real quick to like fact check myself before I say it, but like, you can 100% just send like SMPTE timecode out of CDJs and have every visual and light synced. So like,
really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And,
shit, this guy knows his
shit. Yeah,
you
basically, yeah, so like, that's how like visuals are like synced in sets. It's through this thing called like timecode, which sounds like a harsh noise song, and like they like run an XLR from the stage to the front of house, and then there's like a dude there's All Hell Breaks Loops on a laptop.
We need to get him on here.
And then
we do. Yeah.
There's an LD who runs all the lights for the shows. And
so basically the time code waits for like spikes in the audio, like kicks and stuff, and it like times it that way, kind of, sort of.
Nah, so
but like probably way more complex than that.
Or it's weird. So like each song essentially will get like a specific like number, and it like, I don't know how to describe it, but like you'll put Popcultr California will be on hour 1, and then like you'll hit play on California, and it will play like the time code in sync, and then the lighting person will just sync to that time code hour, essentially. But like, I don't know, I feel like Deadmau5's point was like very weird, and I think it might just be because like he's not a CDJ user at all, so he wouldn't know.
Really? I didn't know that.
He like runs like he has like a crazy like rig and like setup where he like runs like 3D models live.
Yeah,
like,
probably the ironic thing about him saying that
he's like an Aphex Twin motherfucker.
The ironic thing about him saying that is probably he's one of the guys who probably does do a lot of stuff up there.
Right.
Yeah, his
That's
setup is
sick,
like
though.
So overly technical that he doesn't even know. Like,
even though he's kind of a douche, he's a really, really intelligent and skilled individual. My God,
he has been that way since like day one of his like career. It's
kind of like he has a right to be as
I've been following him for a long time. He's been like an angry...
He's extremely skilled.
Kind of an angry nerd since day one.
Yeah, angry nerd. Well said. Well, what about you? What about for your own personal use? When you go play a show, when you go DJ, what kind of preparation do you bring? Is it a crate? Is it pre-recorded? Is it somewhere in the middle? Well, I feel like it's different when you're playing your own music.
Oh,
if you're DJing a gig, do you have like a general idea of like a chain of songs you want to use? Songs that you know you want to end with that song and start with that song, and everything else is just kind of, you know, do you read the crowd? Do you have the whole thing pre-planned? Because you mentioned interesting blends were important.
I have like, I don't know, I guess I sort of do go in like a very specific order, DJing, but like I'll switch out songs all the time.
Yeah.
And
especially if it's like something you're really familiar with.
I guess I just like practice a lot of DJing and just try to find like as many like weird transitions or as many like interesting transitions as I can.
That's pretty cool.
And then when like a show...
Imagine you do that too, Isaac. Find really cool transitions.
I try, man. I'm a little bit more of an over-preparer, but the more you practice, I mean, the more you can do it on the fly, right? You know your material.
You can also just wing it too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like DJing is very forgiving, and like people don't notice your mistakes.
No, they really don't.
I thought it was the opposite.
Unless they're really
way more than when you're doing a live show.
Unless they're really bad, but like a lot of times you can just like, wash it out and like hit the next song.
Yeah,
dude, I was watching a lo-fi house artist called Monolithic. Totally fuck up a beat match. Just smacked a beat match all the way up, and it like it doesn't matter, you know, like exactly. Throw the high pass filter on, go into the next song. You know what I mean? Just smile, laugh at yourself, and go on. We've got a backlog of questions, but thanks for humoring me. Roche Corp specifically wants to know what you have going on in March of next year. Is this a inside thing?
March of next year, I have no idea.
All right. Something
I'm
good.
Up for whatever, though.
Hopefully playing more shows. Molo.
Hopefully playing more shows.
When are you going to put together a show in LA?
I tried to for a bit, but this one venue was like not about it. But
damn,
hopefully soon.
I'm starting to think I need to get my feet wet, but I'm scared I'll fuck something up.
Yeah. I just got to hit up some more places around LA. I'm sure one of them will take us, but I'm not sure I'm the best at like being the person that like sets up shows.
You're really technically savvy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, technical stuff like
I've been to some shows, buddy, that they've got the venue, they got the soft open, they got the hard open, but like they don't know how to set up shit. And the sound guy is a typical sound guy. So, just saying, you'd be indispensable for that. Yeah.
I do like I'm thinking about getting it more into live sound because yeah, I feel like there's like a lot of opportunities in there. And like I've like learned like all sorts of like engineering stuff already that I could easily apply to
Yeah,
it. But,
that's invaluable.
Yeah, I'm just like enjoying my current gig quite a bit, so I'm not really like trying to leave that yet.
Maybe at some point you'll get a little break. Maybe you'll get those creative juices flowing, and you'll want to, try something new out when the time is right.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. Lex is asking a Strip Silence favorite. Shout out Strip Silence. Rank these three things in terms of importance: album art, album title, and album track titles.
Album art number 1, album title number 2, and song titles number 3. I guess.
Your album artwork is always on point.
I feel like album art is like everything though.
Yeah, real shit.
What's that?
You're not wrong. I mean, I picked up so many albums in the late 2000s just based on how they looked.
Oh yeah, so many albums.
But this was back in the day where if it looked like somebody made it on a scrapbook, it would be good. Monica with the banger questions. Didn't mean to cut you off there. Monica wants to know also. Does she
have another one?
Yeah, she's got a lot of them. What is... Honestly, all of the banger questions are coming from Monica. Come on, you guys. What is the biggest event you would like to be a part of one day? Like, would you like to play Coachella or EDC, Electronicon?
Yeah, I would love to like do like the festival circuits, or like just like play some bigger, like, I love music festivals. They're like so fun, especially like the electronic ones. Like,
yeah, I love those too. I have a great time with those.
Yeah, I would love to like play a music festival.
I would be intimidated but excited.
Yeah, they just look like mad fun.
What genre would you like to be able to make but so far can't, but has struck your interest? Like, would you like to make Linkin Park adjacent music or something other than what you've been diving into so far?
I'm not sure. I feel like I could write whatever music I wanted to if I wanted to. But I just feel like it's like hard to like work on stuff if like my heart's not in it.
You have to write what feels like you. That's kind of the key.
Good point.
Right. I think we can. People can become a producer eventually. You can figure like, I could probably do this. I could probably do that. But it's like you gotta write what feels like you. You know what I mean, and not get too distracted by the stuff that like you could do but might waste your time.
Yeah, definitely.
Good point. Some good ones coming down the pipeline.
Sincere. Want your art to be sincere.
Monica also would like to know what the worst music you've ever heard is. Thank you. I love that question.
Wow.
The worst music?
Yeah, you need to shit on something before these 2 hours are over.
Oh, bruh. I don't even know what to... Damn, let me think about that one for a bit.
You can come
I feel
back
like I know some like horrible shit.
All right, if you want to come back around to that one, that's cool. Pacific Plaza, this might be easier one. What is your favorite subgenre of vaporwave, and what is your least favorite subgenre of vaporwave?
Sheesh. I feel like I'm not that crazy on classical vaporwave because it's just like, I don't know, unless it's done like really, really well. Like sometimes it just kind of sounds like it's like, or not like the classics, but like some of the like more like recent ones or like newer ones. Sometimes it sounds like it's like trying way too hard to sound like some of the like classic vaporwave albums.
I feel that. Like it's been done enough.
Yeah.
That's a pretty hot one, buddy. Bubba Boyo.
Forgot. Oh, I thought of something for like, what was the question? Like least favorite artist?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Worst music.
Least favorite genre?
Yeah.
I don't like really hate his music or anything, but I feel like, I don't know, I just like don't like Fred again.
Bruh.
Like just vibe-wise.
Man. I don't think I've ever heard Fred again. What does
I
it
feel like
sound
that's
like?
my one hater opinion. I just like, so many people have been on me like, you know what? It's like,
Go on. Go on.
Damn.
Go
Shout
on.
out Roach Squirt.
it's just like I actually like do like some of his songs. It's just like punchable
Damn.
face.
Bruh, I
Like,
wish I knew
that's
it.
what does it for me.
You just don't like him.
Who is Fred again?
People
What
who
does his
got-
music sound
people
like?
who got punchable face energy, like I can't do that, bruh.
That's so
too funny.
funny. So like you like his music, you like some of his music, but he's got a punchable face. So fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Never.
Fuck that guy,
so
man.
see, there's an argument to
Forget
stay
him. Forget him.
anonymous.
He's doing fine. You don't have to apologize
Yeah.
for feeling
No,
that
no,
way.
no.
He's
I'm
fine.
joking around about anonymity and
No,
vaporwave.
I mean, I'm doing. Yeah.
Nobody knows
Like-
what your face looks like. They won't say
Oh,
you have a
that's good.
punchable face.
That's too funny.
There's just something about, yeah, just something about like his face.
Who else? My mic is shitting
can't
itself.
describe
Who else
it
has
as
mega
that.
punchable face energy?
Hobo Johnson.
I don't know. off the
Hobo
top of my
Johnson.
head. Oh, absolutely.
Who's that one video game YouTuber?
Yeah, a lot of the like TikTok artists, dude. Like,
Yeah, pretty much all
Bruh.
TikTok artists.
Yeah.
bruh, I feel like I could have made like way more money, or like, okay, so I moved to LA and like
Okay.
I just like ate shit in LA because I just like worked the shittiest jobs ever and shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like I could have made like way more money if I just worked with like all these like TikTok core like punchable face
Dude,
artists. But like, I just
JonTron has a
God.
punchable face. Thank you. I would punch the shit out of JonTron.
can't do that shit.
Known racist JonTron. Yes.
Oh, is he a racist? Oh, great.
No, there's a whole thing.
Oh, I had no fucking idea.
You don't have to look too hard.
I socked the fuck out of Blippi, too. Let me at him.
No, I mean, I
have
love
no
I
idea
love
who
the
that
old
is.
JonTron videos. But there's just a pretty
I
hilarious
think
interview
Oliver
where
Tree's
he
funny,
really,
but, you
really
know.
put his foot in his mouth several times.
This is
Oliver
fun.
Tree,
Who
yeah.
else is punchable, chat? Somebody said Young Bay.
Young.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're right.
funny.
I agree with that take.
Oh, damn. Oh my.
Oh man, let's move on. Oh wait a minute. You said your least favorite subgenre of vaporwave. What's your favorite?
Favorite?
Yeah.
Echo Jams.
Nice.
The album, or I guess just like the concept of that in general, but I really like Echo Jams. I go back to that album like all the time. I guess that's not really a genre. Is that a genre?
Yeah. My only thing is I feel like Echo Jams is really similar to classic vapor, no?
Yeah. Or I guess when I say like classic vapor, I guess I just mean like,
People still making it in 2023.
Well, I guess there's a
Yeah,
difference.
I
There's a
guess-
difference.
I gotta
guess
say, I'm
just the
kind of with
people-
you on that. People who don't
People did-
do a lot of sample digging.
or it's like people who just like, I'm gonna do the same Greek statue but put no twist on it.
Right, I'm gonna flip Midas
know-
Touch.
It's like, oh cool, you made another album with a Greek statue and you didn't add any interesting ideas to it. Cool.
There's no names, but there's this one artist that I've actually been kind of vibing on, but he uses all the samples that somebody else already used. I swear to God, it's unreal.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who it is later. He's not super well known, so I don't want to but it's just like, bro.
It's like, also it's just like, yo, you can sample like anything. There's a billion songs you can sample.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to just like sample
The
what,
whispers.
Like, Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you can sample, there's so much like weird shit and like shit you can do with sampling in general.
Yeah.
And then like people just like sample the same city pop. What's that one artist name?
Love.
Like Enraile. Like shit like that. It's like, what do you do?
That's why I love Christ, because that guy will sample anyone. He's got like multiple forward and low patent sample songs, whatever. He'll sample anything. iClick, those guys sample hella shit that nobody else is sampling. And Quiz just started making stuff that samples like music from India. Like,
dope.
I don't want to use the wrong terminology, but like Bollywood music. It's just like, okay, this is cool. Shout out all you guys that are taking things in a different direction.
Obscure, interesting world music.
Oh yeah, and no shade to classic Vapor, but it's cool to people that are like trying new shit, you know. Or just good chops and loops. Cyan Blue uses a lot of stuff that's been sampled a lot, but and I know I'm a big Cyan Blue fanboy, but he like chops it really well. So. Great answer, bud. Great answer. Quiz again. Quiz with a great question. What's an album that you love in a genre that you don't generally enjoy?
An album that I love. I'm gonna pull up Spotify again.
Like a left field. Like you normally don't like that music, but you love this album.
Oh, like something left field.
Not necessarily. You know what I mean? Like something that people wouldn't expect you to love.
There's this artist named Beef who has like he has like 8 full-length projects that are all like monkey themed. like full projects. Like in every song it's like
Monkey,
Ape Escape, Monkey Mania, Boing,
you need to put me on some shit.
They're all monkey songs. They're sick.
You need to put me on some shit. It sounds like you are a hell of a crate digger. I was going to be like, The Killer's Hot Fuss is pretty good, but I don't usually fuck with power pop music. But that's a way better answer.
Damn. I'm bad at like thinking off the top of my head. Oh, I finally got into Blank Banshee.
Oh, nice.
Finally,
Blank
okay.
Banshee's really good.
So,
really
like,
good,
what are
your... It's a new album.
Yeah, man, good.
Okay, you liked 4D. And I wasn't big on really 4D. I'm glad he finally released, I think it's called Tracer. I'm glad he fucking finally released that song, because he played it live like 6 years ago, and it was never out. The studio version was never... Yeah, it's like second to last track, and it fucks. But what other albums by him do you like?
I haven't gone back into the old stuff yet, but I
can't wait to hear what you think of Mega and BB1.
You listen to the first album.
I know, I gotta do it.
Yeah, Skelly plays Teen Pregnancy a lot.
Well,
unless you've moved on.
Oh no, I always love that song. It's just fun. It's just fun. It's a fun one.
Hell yeah.
Big into, oh wait, I just passed it. I already said Memo Boy. Big into Alex G.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Love Alex G.
I don't know what else.
Oh, Nathan's got a good one. What is your guilty pleasure music?
Guilty pleasure music? Oh, sheesh.
You already kind of mentioned you used to listen to a bunch of pop. I mean, there's nothing wrong with... I wouldn't call that a guilty pleasure, but...
Oh, I love pop.
Yeah.
I like the... Dang. Oh, wait, I had an answer, but then I forgot what it was. I love just, like, cheesy music.
Me too, bud. I love, like, Stan Bush.
In general.
Howard Jones. Just fucking Eddie Van Halen. I love, like, fist-pumping 80s anthems. I don't care.
Oh, definitely.
Do you feel guilty listening to dubstep?
No, like... Dude, I feel like... Dubstep is just like... Like, it's so cheesy, but it's just so, like... I I don't know, I guess I kind of used to feel like a little cheesy for listening to it for a bit, but like, it just slaps. It's just so good.
Oh my god.
I've been listening to so much Murata. Everyone should look up Murata Heave.
Murata Heave.
It's like okay, like there's like dubstep, of course, and there's like everyone in the dubstep scene, but like Murata is just like 20 times more like aggressive than everyone in the dubstep scene. His music is just like
like Marauder.
I don't know how to describe it.
Gotcha.
Murata. It's like
drill music.
No, it's just like the most like clipped like aggro like dubstep ever, and
oh gosh,
it's such. His music is so crazy. Like, and
it's like you look at the waveform and it's just like a brick.
Eve. Oh yeah, it's totally
like compressed all to hell.
Bricked. Yeah.
Bricked the fuck up.
He's like pushing the.
Great question. Is it like Lil Texas?
Yeah, it's kind of like. No, I feel like it's like more like. I feel like it's like even like more clipped and just like distorted than Lil Texas. Lil Texas's music is like crazy, but like Murata's definitely like different.
Chris, have you ever seen Lil Texas?
Ooh. Yes, I've seen that sort of.
I miss his old footwork type shit.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we're down to 5 minutes. Usually at this point, I can't believe we've been 4 minutes. We usually like to give you a platform to promote, shout out, and just say anything you want before we call it a night.
Sheesh. I don't know if I have anything. Just hit me up. I don't know. I have an Instagram and Twitter. That's what I use, basically.
You're still on Twitter. Good man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Book him.
Twitter.
Buy his merch. He's got merch.
Mm-hmm. I don't really have anything coming out right now, or else I would like plug something.
Well, buy the Pacific Plaza album. What is it? Live 2001?
Mm-hmm.
Buy the Business Casual album. And book him.
Bandcamp, Spotify.
And keep your ear to the ground for the new pop culture dubstep. Not dubstep necessarily, but new pop culture side project. Popcultr and Enraile coming soon? Is this real?
Ooh. That is real.
Ooh, that's gonna be clean. You heard it on Hot Takes.
Electronicon 4 or 5, whatever the recent, or yeah, 4. If you're at Econ 4, you heard the Enraile Popcultr collab.
Hell yeah. Okay.
You're at Nathan's set.
That was a 6 set. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, bud. It's been a long time coming.
Oh, yeah.
Hope you had fun.
Thanks for having me.
Always.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I'll go. Is it cool if I go first, Skelly?
Go for it.
Yeah. So, coming up on the 6th of October, Skelly and I will both be in Madison, Wisconsin for Midwest Aesthetic 3, Season of the Glitch. I'm stupid and don't have any links ready, but you can find the tickets on Eventbrite. Get you a ticket in advance. It's he and I. Lux, you're a saint. We got Christ. We got MCOPAV. We got Global Chill, I think it is. A handful of other people that are playing. Sound Market. Frank Javc, thank you. Lots of great people. And some local people, some other people whose names are escaping me. Gotta come out. I've got a dangerously violent Dark Scent set. And Skelly's going to be playing music from the new album, right?
Yep, and some old stuff too.
Some dark shit, some good
shit.
Old
stuff. Yep, half and half.
I just did a show in Columbus. Shout out Crystal Nostalgia. Crystal Nostalgia Lounge. Sorry, Nostalgia Lounge Genesis. Played some future funk with Crystal Eternal, OK Baby, and Simple Syrup. Had a really good time. Turnout was good. Met some cool people. Had fun. Shout out Crystal Eternal for putting Columbus, Ohio on the map. Coming up, we got just recently announced Vapor Space. I believe it's called Ghost City. It's been sort of announced, not really promoted quite yet because they just had the Aurograph show, but Luxury Elite, myself, Frank Javc, and a local whose name is escaping me. I'm sorry if you're listening in, but I'll remember your name next time. Scythe Heaven, I think, maybe, is playing Ghost City. Scythe Heaven, it came to me. Think it's the 21st. Damn, I got to get better at this. But anyways, check it out. Vaporspace, Ghost City. We love Ronnie, so come out and see us play. Probably going to see if he'll let me play some Lo-Fi House or some Vapor Trap. I'm tired of Future Funk.
I'm sure he'll be pleased with that.
And then we got, of course, Flamingo Fest. I think you and I are both playing day one, right?
Yes, sir.
High Tide LA. I don't remember what day that is either. And
November 3rd.
I'm real good at this. November 3rd. Anyways, that's enough. Lots of great sets coming up. Don't know what I'm going to play, but Indy said he wants me to tear it down, so I might just go nuts. Might just have to go dummy. I'm a warm-up DJ, but he said I could go dummy, so, you know. That's all I can think of. And shout out Indy Advant, of course, for helping us put on that show. I'm going to run those links one more time while Skelly talks about what he's got in the works.
Midwest Aesthetic, obviously. We just talked about that. October 6th in Madison, Wisconsin. It's going to be a fun time. Really cool. The last couple they've had Midwest Aesthetic parties have been outstanding. I'm sure this one will be no different than those. Then, of course, Flamingo Fest in November 3rd for the launch party. I should note, though, that the launch party tickets are sold out. So,
True.
Going to be pretty packed house. Pretty cool day. Pretty cool performances from, with young Shiro doing the DJ stuff, along with, I think Groove Remote and Future Funk Monkey are also.
That's right. Some great people.
In addition to a bunch
Lineup
of other
is
artists,
fire.
including like Strip Silence will be there, King Quartz is going to be there,
boy.
iClick's going to be there, could be Kaiju, Frank Javc, Nano Shrine, Panic Pop.
Lineup is honestly fire. They just
a lot of
announced
other
Internet
people.
Club.
Yeah, that's right.
Internet Club's going to be playing, and Lux, of
the
course.
The launch party is sold out, but the big day the next day is still tickets available for that, so definitely go get tickets for that. But yeah, I'm excited to see everybody November 3rd. And then in December, beginning early December, there will be a show with myself and Orograph and Frank Javc. And
Hell
more
yeah.
details on that when we get closer. And I got a new song that will come out the day of Midwest Static. That'll be on the compilation CD they're releasing for that, so I'll release that on streaming services on that day. And yeah, do have the new album done. Did send it to Fire Tools to give me some production, just to tell me, since they're freaking genius, just asked them to give me some suggestions on how to mix certain things. They did. I think I've just about finished all the suggestions. I'm gonna kick it back to them to do the mastering, and then get over to Alex after that. Yes.
Sick.
So that should come out soon.
So out on Pacific Plaza?
Yeah.
Sounds like people need to release on Pacific Plaza. Everyone's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we don't have our next guest picked out yet, but it's going to be somebody that is not in America. So keep your ear to the ground. Got some great people coming through the pipeline, so you can guess who you think it's going to be, but it's probably not who you think it is. But anyways, should be exciting. Same time, same place. Monday, 9 p.m., twitch.tv/hottakesvapor. That's going to be the 9th. Yeah, October 9th. So the weekend after Midwest Aesthetic. Very cool. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Popcultr. You're a real cool dude.
Yes, real.
I've always wanted to talk to you. And y'all don't forget to visit Popcultr's Bandcamp and buy his merch and book him for your shows. And thank you for tuning in to Hot Takes. Love you guys. Bye.
Wow.